Executive Director Nick Raposo and his team at the Museum Imaging Group are pioneering a new horizon in historic preservation imaging. They are using a process called photometric stereography and near-infrared 3D scanning to precisely record the physical state of artworks. These records can be used by conservators and scholars around the world to examine artifacts as though they were in the room with them. And if the worst were to happen and the original artwork were lost, as we're seeing every year in disasters like the Los Angeles wildfires, these images could be used to print a near-exact copy of the work.
Los Angeles is a particular disaster. After we mourn the human and emotional losses, my job is to note that many of the homes destroyed in the fires held irreplaceable artworks. A lot of these works were only documented for insurance purposes. They are gone for good.
Here, the group is imaging a Roger Moore painting from a private collection.
Our process is based on the brilliant work done by Jorge Cano at the Factum Foundation in Madrid. He realized that taking 4 raking light images of a painting was enough to extract highly detailed normal maps of planar artworks.
Normal maps are used in 3D graphics to simulate the surface detail of objects. They do this using blends of red, blue, and green to correspond to X, Y, and Z coordinates in 3D space. Normal maps use a single image projected onto a low polygon model that can show micron-level detail. Height maps, on the other hand, are used to actually deform the surface geometry of a 3D object. This requires a large amount of computing power using specialized hardware and software.
Jorge also realized that actual metrology data was required to make the photostereo process real-life accurate. If a preservation scientist is looking at data from 10 years ago and comparing it to today, they need to know exactly how much surface deformation has occurred. When 3D scanners can't catch all the data, because they're not great with shiny or dark surfaces, correlating the metrology data and the photostereo gives unprecedented insight.
Raposo and his team have been refining their process over the past 4 years, purchasing specialized light, photographic, and scanning gear.
We've been very fortunate. Our donors have supported our mission, allowing us to buy what we need to get the job done. We simply can't afford to continue to let our history disappear without trying to capture it before it's gone.
So, what does the process capture? The team takes 4 raking light photos of them all. After combining those images in a filter built by colleague Michael Scaramuzzino at Dreamlight, the group extracts a normal map.
The key to the process is getting excellent high-resolution images, which is why we use the medium format Hasselblad 100. Once we run those images through Dreamlight's filter, we marry the resulting normal map and full light image for study.
Blender, a free open-source 3D modeling program, has an ideal set of tools for examining the surface detail of paintings in the virtual space.
Getting this close to a painting's surface and examining it with this much freedom in real life would be impossible. That's the magic of this process. Once we've captured the images, the real work can begin anywhere, anytime.
Today's imaging has revealed a number of concerning issues with the work. Fortunately, there was no paint loss, but there is significant cracking and tenting, and in one spot there is a cut that has severed the threads of the underlying canvas. The work is in desperate need of conservation. With the suggestions generated by the team, accompanied by the highly detailed notes in the digital file, the owner will be able to find the appropriate conservator to preserve this delicate work.
Most museums do not have the staff, time, or financial resources to do this kind of work. We are able to provide data that will be germane to research, conservation, and preservation work forever. Donors support our work, so museums don't have to pay full freight. We teach conservation staff how to use free software to examine these 3D images on their own time. That's the most important part of our work. Once a painting has been imaged by us, it can be studied at an unprecedented level anywhere in the world by anyone with a computer. It is a real game changer.
You can learn more about the work of the Museum Imaging Group at AmericanMarineArt.com.